Hello everyone and welcome back to Voxel Tales. My name is Dan and this is episode 9 of Modern Minecraft. Since we arrived in episode 1, we've been working on and off to tidy up this little village we've inadvertently made into home. And as I'd like to get that job finished sometime before the heat death of the universe, we're going to need some better tools. That means making use of our fully powered up enchanting table. Unfortunately, a max level enchant costs a whopping 30 levels, and we have no reliable way of quickly building up those levels. So let's fix that. A little while ago we found this zombie spawner and it's just gagging to be turned into an XP farm. Now, I might not be a pro Minecraft player, but I do understand the basic mechanics of a spawner-based XP farm. I mean, they're literally a dark box with a spawner in the middle, an elevator, and a drop chute. Even I could build that. I wasn't going to record while I figured out where the farm was going to go. But then the wandering winemaker from episode 1 came back, and I actually had emeralds this time. Hey, buddy, wait, whoa, hello. Alright, let's see what you got for me. Red grape seeds, we'll have some of those. Nice bottle of cherry wine. Bottle of red grape juice. Might as well have some white grape seeds too. If I got a cherry sapling, I could grow my own cherries. And likewise with the apples. You know, I probably should have checked if I had one of those already. Ooh, red jungle grape juice. That sounds fancy. Couple more seeds can't hurt. Another bottle of cherry wine. And another bottle of red. Why not?
Thank you for your patronage, sir.
And thank you as well. Not bad considering the pillagers paid for most of that. I went inside to pack away my haul. Christmas is coming up in a couple of months. A couple of these bottles might make good prezzies. As I mentioned, one of the key factors of the spawner farm is an elevator. You've got to get the mobs high up into the air so they almost die when they hit the bottom of the chute. Probably the most effective way to accomplish this is with a bubble vator. The problem is that I need kelp in order to make one, and I don't have any, and I need to find an ocean to get some. Convenient then that the Nature's Compass mod adds a way for me to find any biome I might need. To make one I just need a regular compass, some saplings, and some logs. A regular compass is just a piece of redstone surrounded by iron and we've got all that stuff already. Are you lost? You can't go up there, get down! Good, okay, now out the door please. Your owner is literally just outside. I saw him on my way in. I tried jumping on the donkey, hoping that would encourage him to run back to his owner. Unfortunately, I just ended up taming it. Brilliant! Now I've got a tame donkey in my basement, and it doesn't seem to be controllable. Thinking about it, I should have tried putting a saddle on it, but hindsight is 20/20.
There you are, Dobbin. What are you doing in here? I'm so sorry, sir.
No problem, he was just hanging out. Listen, I'm going to go upstairs and you get a lead on him.
Thank you for your understanding.
It's all good. I know all about misbehaving animals. Right, Beans? Hang on. As soon as I got upstairs, I remembered why I'd gone into the basement in the first place, and went back down. And there's still a donkey in my basement. I guess he's gone to get a lead. Assuming the donkey issue was well in hand, I got the stuff I needed to make the compass. Right, now I can find an ocean bar and you're still here. I opted to search for the first kind of ocean on the list, as really any one would do so long as it had kelp in it. I turned around to find a donkey's backside in my doorway. Hey, how's the donkey wrangling going?
Should be out of your hair soon, sir.
Not entirely convinced, I decided to leave him to it and go and see Chief Tom.
Yes, I see. This will make a huge difference. Come in.
Hey Tom, it's just me.
Greetings, Dan. I was just perusing that map you gave me with the village layout. Very exciting. What can I do for you today?
Nothing much, I just wanted to swing by and let you know I'll be away from the village for a little bit.
You're leaving?
Not for long, should be back before dark. Gotta head to the coast for some kelp.
Kelp? You trying to get healthy?
Yeah, something like that. Anyway, can't stay. I better head back and check on my donkey infestation. See you, Tom.
Yes, bye, Dan. Never a dull moment with that one.
When I got back to the shed, the winemaker was nowhere in sight. His donkey, however... What? There's no way he's just buggered off and left them. So now I have 2 winemaker donkeys. Not exactly sure what I'm going to do with 2 winemaker donkeys, but I've got them. Right, you two. I've got to go get some kelp, and I'm leaving you in charge, so keep your eye on things, okay? Alright, good. I'll be back in a bit. Before setting off, I renewed our ammo supply. Better safe than dead, after all. By the time I was done, night had fallen, so I opted to set off in the morning. Right, I'm going. For realsies this time. Viewer Garbage Data Gaming suggested we call our Zartak Philomena after the phoenix in My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. I've never seen the show, but the suggestion reminded me of the anime Rising of the Shield Hero. One of the characters in that is a bird girl called Philo. So I'm going to meet them halfway and call our bird girl Philo, but with a PH. What do you reckon, Philo? I'm going to assume that's a yes. Alright, Philo, to the skies. Let's go get some kelp. Gently does it, and we're down. Good job, Philo. Before I had a chance to get my bearings, I was set upon by wild boars. Ah, blimey, who peed in your cornflake? It took all of 2 seconds to find some kelp, which I started to harvest immediately. Of course, it wouldn't be a Dan expedition if I didn't injure myself in the process. Ow, you little bugger! Note to self, stay away from jellyfish. I also spotted this underwater chest and cleared it out, before dispatching luggage to help gather kelp, and we soon had our hands on quite a lot. Did I need all that kelp right now? Probably not, but I was also taught that it's best to have something and not need it than need it and not have it. Which probably explains why I have a box in the corner full of wires and power supplies for devices I'm not even sure I still have. Alright, luggage, let's get out of here. How much did you get anyway? Not bad. Alright, you two, let's head home and make ourselves an XP farm. Hi, you two. Were you good? Fantastic. Remembering that a couple of things in the Create mod used dry kelp to make them, I chucked a couple of kelp stacks into the smeltery to dry, so we'd have plenty should the need arise. Then I used the tome I found and levelled up for the first time in what felt like ages, adding a point to my constitution to increase my overall HP. Right, my stats aren't accurate right now because they're being buffed by my armour and accessories, so hang on. There we go, these are my base stats. Should probably upgrade luck next time. If I wasn't saving XP levels for enchanting, we could do that right now, but better tools are probably more important. While I was sorting my inventory after the trip, I realised one of the flowers I found was an iris, and we have a friend called Iris, so rather than turn it into dye, I put it away to give to her later.
Wow, giving a florist a flower, why don't you give Gus some leather while you're at it?
You know, that's just mean, but I see your point. And that's 4 stacks of dried kelp. Pity we annihilated our fuel supply. Right then, let's get started. First step, make a ton of deep slate bricks. Done. Next step, decide where we're building this thing. As these XP farms are usually built underground out of necessity, I briefly considered building it in the grind cavern. Oh, but then I'll have to dig out space for the lift and the drop shaft. I quickly decided against it, instead opting to clear out a space behind the windmill. It's completely self-contained, so it's not like it's dangerous, and if it's unbearably ugly, I can always put a building facade around it. Behold, a big flat space. I'll save you the bother of watching me time-lapse this thing. It's mostly just a cube and a tower anyway. Callie, move, you're as bad as Whisper. The next little while involved a lot of deep slate bricks. But as I was taking a little landscaping break, another wandering winemaker showed up. Apparently they're like buses, you don't see one for ages and then 2 show up at once.
Any winery products for you today, sir?
Sorry mate, I spent all my emeralds on stuff from one of your buddies earlier. Yeah, he left his donkeys behind for some reason, I don't suppose you want them, do you?
Oh, no, sir. Very bad karma to take another man's donkeys.
Fair enough. Oi, you literal donkey! You can't be up here, you're gonna get hurt. Flippin' unsupervised donkeys everywhere. Dang it, I'm out of deep slate. You're not gonna believe this, but it's only gone and happened again. I turned my back for like 5 seconds and the winemaker's done a bunk and left his donkeys behind. What am I supposed to do with 4 donkeys? Right, that's the spawn cube done. I'll just zip in and light it up. And I can measure out where the spawner's going to go. Look at the state of this. Donkeys everywhere. Okay, let's get this spawner out of here. And boom, phase 3, maybe, of Operation Zombie Grinder complete. So in the standard vanilla design of these things, you move the zombies out of the spawner chamber by filling it with flowing water, and I don't want to do that. Luckily, we have options, and the one I've gone with requires flowers. Yellow ones. So I've been all over the place gathering yellow flowers. I also found another chest that turned out to be a mimic. Ow! Flippin' little douche nozzle. So, what do I need all these flowers for, you ask? Conveyor belts. Frustratingly, I also need leather and sugar. I found some sugar in a chest while I was flower picking, and some bone meal can get me some more quickly. But leather takes time to produce, and it's a bit of a sticking point. It's always cows. Why is it always cows? Anyway, let's get the stuff gathered. Okay, let's make some conveyor belts. The issue here is these yellow conveyor belts are a bit slow, but with a little red dye we can upgrade them to fast conveyors. I can make a ton of red dye with a rose bush and some bone meal, so to get bone meal faster I built this little contraption. Compostable stuff goes in the top, it gets funneled into the composter, and bone meal gets funneled into the chest at the bottom. One rose bush later and now we have 56 fast conveyors. I'm not sure if that's enough, but let's go install them and see where we're at. Over halfway, apparently. So we make a few more. Oh, come on, like 3 more? Right, now wherever a zombie lands in here, it's going to end up in the elevator chamber. Soul sand goes in there. A sign here will stop water flowing out back into the spawn room, because Minecraft physics are weird sometimes. You're gonna like this. I'm gonna go get a bucket of water, and then manifest a tower with the magic of editing. Ta-da! And we can fill it right up. Grab the kelp and fill the entire shaft with it. Then we swim back down the shaft and break it all, which converts each water block into a source block. And whoosh! The whole thing fills with bubbles and launches us all the way to the top. Now I'm going to use my editor powers to put in a drop chute, and it's a long way down. Now, if I take out these torches, the spawner should kick in. And there we go! Zombies. No, actually I better put a slab in so the baby ones can't get out and gnaw on my face. I don't even need the soul render, I can just punch them. Realising they were also dropping loot, I put in a double chest and a hopper to gather it up. Waste not, want not, after all. Before too long, the farm paid dividends, and we had the 30 levels needed to start enchanting stuff. Our very first max enchant gave us a Fortune 4 Efficiency 3 pick with something called Guarding Strike on it, which I'll look into at some point. My life became this view of the zombie grinder and the enchanting table. I also put in a glass block above the chest so I could actually open it, and even though it's not a skeleton farm, I can use all the rotten flesh in my composter to make bone meal. They even dropped a couple of tomes for free level ups. They also dropped these health potions, but the second I tried to move them into my inventory, they automatically used themselves, so I'll have to figure out some sneaky way of moving them. By the time I was done, we had a decent set of very efficient tools, so it's time to get landscaping. I just got started when I ran into this big black wolf and had no bones to tame him with, so I put a lead on him, brought him over to the base and gave him some food. As soon as we run into a skeleton, he will be priority number 1. Part of the landscaping process is going to involve fully burying the basement, so I won't be able to keep using the hole in the wall to get in and out. We'll have to rely on the lift, which is currently way too slow. So before we call it a day on today's episode, I think we should tap into the windmill's power and make the lift faster. So make some andesite casings, and some cogwheels. Turn those into gearboxes and a couple of vertical ones. That should be all we need. So let's head over to the windmill. So I should be able to tap power from this gearbox, run a shaft all the way down through the floor, tear out the water wheels, extend the trench over to the windmill shaft, bring this one down, and this one over, make sure they line up, which they don't. Better. And there we go, that should be the lift connected up, so let's go test it out. Oh my god, that is so much better! Alright, I think that's a good place to call it a day on this episode. Things are definitely improving around here. I'm going to go tear up the village for a bit, and maybe next time we can start figuring out how best to lay it all out. But if you made it this far, thank you so much for sticking around. If you enjoyed the show, then consider subscribing or leaving us the cheekiest of likes in a comment below. I've been Dan, this has been Voxel Tales, and until next time, be good. And if you can't be good, don't get caught. Bye guys.